Hello and welcome to Beyond the Silver Screen. I'm your host, Lenny with an L. Joining me today is Michael Clives Richard Maxwell, director of The Blind Cleopatra. Michael Clives, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Appreciate it.
Now, you've had quite a year this past 12 months, if I do say so myself. You released your first feature, The Bats of Austin, into your second feature, The Bats of Austin 2. And now we're at Blind Cleopatra, starring Angelina Jolie. Michael Clives, how did this happen?
You know, I think once the first Bat feature came out, you know, I became my own muse in a sense. You know, they called me the Batman, and
Oh, that's good.
And that really gave me the confidence to make the second Bat feature, which when I got introduced to Angelina, who is in fact Blind Cleopatra in the third. So I think, you know, how this happens is really becoming your own muse, gaining inspiration from you being an inspiration for so many.
I noticed in reading your biography, which wonderfully written, by the way.
Thank you.
It's a biography, not an autobiography.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I read, now you're from Alberta, Canada, is that correct?
Yeah. Yep.
Were you raised on a ranch life? I guess, how did you embrace this badass cowboy lifestyle?
Yeah, my family are, you know, long generations of maple farmers. So a lot of maple leaves, not necessarily, you know, the sauce as they say down in L.A. I claim L.A. to be my home now. You know, hanging out with Marty and you know, De Niro and all the folks down at Frito-Lay have become really good friends of mine. So, yeah. But yeah, back in Canada, big maple leaf farmers, which means you have to grow the tree, of course, and then you know, pluck the leaves. So, well, very dangerous work. And you know, I hope to get back there one day.
That's beautiful. I hope that for you.
Yeah.
Back to Blind Cleopatra. What is the impetus of this idea? It's so thoughtful, it's so creative. Yeah. It gets the brain thinking in ways I've never thought before. How did you push the boundaries this far?
Yeah, well, Angelina Jolie, like I said, is kind of, you know, she's a huge part of this movie, both being the character, but also in the inspiration as well. You know, we were talking one night, had a party. You know, all the A-list celebrities were there, and I was there too. And I brought the sweet greens, and they all invited me multiple times on a few different social media platforms. So they all wanted to make sure I was there. And we were talking about Gaza, but Angelina Jolie thought we were talking about the pyramids of Giza the whole time.
I do that all the time. Angelina, I get it.
We've all been there. We've both been there. We're really good friends.
You had a small start. Talk us through that process. You're an up-and-coming indie director, and I think it's fair to say you're probably still considered by many to be an indie director. Yeah. I guess, how do you stay true to yourself?
Yeah, no, that's a really good question. And I have to give credit to myself, you know, keeping myself grounded. My first movie, I only, you know, the funding was only $64 million. And, you know, I still worked really hard on that. And it was a really small crew. There were only about 600 of us total, you know, on that film. And, you know, when you do something that's really just like a passion project, you're doing it because you love it. Money is not really part of it, obviously. We're talking, you know, only 8 figures, right? So yeah, I think now, you know, what keeps me grounded is I give a lot of my money away to my financial advisors with the revolving door of women. I think, you know, that really serves me more than money.
Yeah. I'm going to open the floor up. I know we have people lining up here on both sides of the aisle. So
good to see you again.
If you want to pick someone, you know, is this a big fan?
Yeah, they all are, of course. Right here down front.
How do you stretch your budget?
Stretching the budget. Wow, that's a really good question. You know, I think when you're working with kind of chump change for some of these projects, you really have to make sure you pay yourself first. That's the number one rule. And so you want to make sure you pay yourself. That way you can really work the hardest. So a lot of the artists and crew who work on my movies don't make a lot, because I'm the hardest worker, of course. So I think that's how you can really stretch a budget.
Well said.
Yeah, thank you.
We're going to go over here. Yes.
Yeah, hey everybody, my name is Jack Hare, three-time Sundance nominee. Haven't won yet, but maybe someday I will.
Yeah, good to see you, Jack.
My question for you, you know, filmmakers like us, you know, we don't necessarily know what we're doing all the time, if you catch my drift.
Speak
right?
for yourself, yeah.
I just wanted to let you know in front of everyone that I've actually been approached to do Bats 3. And I'm just wondering why you weren't approached for that.
Is that true?
Yeah, you can check my IMDb.
Did you know that? Yeah, it says it right there. That's news to me.
No, so thanks, Jack, for the question. Yeah, I was actually gonna let my PR team get ahead of this, but
Saved you the money.
yeah, this is a better time than ever to announce that I am moving on to bigger and better projects. There can only be so many bats, so I appreciate you taking the baton and you know, running forward with this series that I so graciously and expertly brought to fandom. So best of luck to you, Jack. I'm on to bigger and better things. I've been approached by Marvel to do some projects, so appreciate you taking Bats 3 from me. It's gonna just really free up some time for me to do some bigger projects. So yeah, thanks again. Really appreciate it. I'm not gonna miss it at all. Ever since, you know, COVID, Bats really got a bad rap, so that's a PR nightmare for you, buddy. Best of luck. All right, I think that's about time. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, no, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Michael Clives Richard Maxwell. What a treat. And don't forget, Blind Cleopatra in theaters August 13th.